All right, 1D verbal expressions. So this whole section is just about breaking down word problems. So we have these key terms. For addition, the key terms are sum, plus, total, more than, increase by, and can we as a class think of anything to add to that that might mean to add? I'm kind of with you. I think that's maxed out. All right, I don't really like greater than because that means like inequality stuff. So we kind of like leave that one out until we see it in context. Subtraction. Well, that is difference less than minus decrease by. Basically, it's just the opposite of what was in addition. Okay. For multiplication, we got times, product, multiplied by, and of. Anybody think of other ones that mean to multiply? Yeah, again, I'm with you. Not really like thinking of anything else. What about division? Quotient divided by, divided into, and all right. Well, there is one here that comes up. It's per. Sometimes when you hear the word per, it means to divide. Okay? So in short, here's one where you would divide with per. Okay, you have 1,000 cans of corn because you're going carp fishing. And each case of corn holds 25 cans of corn. How many cases of corn would I have? I could rephrase that into per. I could be like, if I have 1,000 cans of corn, and what is it? There are 25 cans per case. How many cases would I need? And that per would signify division there. So I would divide those two. Okay? So write a verbal expression for the given algebraic expression. So I need a volunteer, and that volunteer is, who wants to guess their name? Who thinks they know the volunteer? Because we all know it's going to be Ben. Ben, can you read number 1 for me? You just have to read it.
Oh, it's 6n minus 4.
Perfect. But Ben, what operation's going on right here?
6 by n minus 4.
Let's use a better word than by.
6 times n minus 4.
So 6 times n minus 4. So for this, we are just going to take the algebraic expression and write it in words. So when we read it out loud, we actually say the answer. Now, I didn't talk about this. How do I deal with this part? These are parentheses. So how do I deal with that? Well, parentheses, I'm going to write it right up here. Okay, parentheses are going to be read as the quantity. Okay? And then I'll add the other word in there, of. So for 3, or for number 2, it would be 3 times the quantity of seven plus y. Now, I can't give you every little trick or hint, all right, to do these problems. Okay, so some of them are just going to come up and we're going to have to deal with it when they arise. So let's go ahead and turn the page. Vinny, can you read number 3?
22 minus m to the second power.
Perfect. 22 minus m to the second power. Another acceptable answer, which I'm not going to write, okay, and I know I was thinking it, but the second power is squared. So we could have written 22 minus m squared. And then Elizabeth, what's this symbol in the middle? What's that symbol?
I forget.
Well, what does this look like? What type of problem does this look like? Like if I, like,
Division.
yeah, it is division. But here's the problem with this division symbol in particular, Elizabeth, okay, it makes my thing look like a fraction. And with these, and this is one of those ones that, like I was telling you, I can't give you all of the like stuff because we would be here all day. But with number 4, that fraction bar, I'm actually going to treat it sort of like parentheses. So I'm going to write the quantity of (10 plus x) all divided by (2). Now, why did I have to say it like that? Well, that fraction bar makes it so that I have a top, which is all being dealt together, and a bottom, which is all being dealt together. So it kind of breaks it up just like parentheses. So that's why I have to treat it as a set of parentheses with the quantity of. Now, going the other way, Dan, I think these are super easy, and I'm not going to insult you guys by making you read the problem because, well, heck, it's so easy that, look at this. This word tells me what I'm doing. Dan, what does product mean?
Multiply.
So I'm going to multiply my next 2 things. Here are the next 2 things. So multiply 6 and y. I could write it as 6y, or I could try and get fancy and I could write it 6 parentheses y. But any of those, any way you want to write multiplication is fine with me. I actually prefer the middle one the best. Zach, what does quotient mean? You can look at that last page.
Divide.
Divide. So when I'm dividing, I do not like this symbol. This symbol is no good for me. The reason why I hate it is it just looks like a plus sign when it's typed. So with quotient, I'm a big fan of the fraction bar. So it says the quotient, meaning I'm going to divide the next 2 things. So the next 2 things are separated by the word and. Notice product of 6 and a number y. Here, the twice a number t and 12. Twice a number t would be 2t, and then 12 would go on by. So the first piece kind of tells you what you're doing, and then you're looking for that word like and to break it up at times. Here, 5 more than. So Olivia, can you tell me what more than means? All right, let's go with Lily, can you tell me what more than means?
Addition.
Addition. So 5 more than. That means I'm going to do 5 plus, okay, 3 times a number w. So 3 times a number w. So I could write it as 3w or 3 times w. I prefer this. Last but not least, the difference. So that means I'm going to subtract my next 2 things. And this order really matters. So I have to make sure I put it in the right order. So it says 7 and n. So I have to write it as 7 minus n.